I love to draw with my paw and make up lots of stories. Here on Rosenbeary Storyboard, you can learn to draw. Oh, we're drawing trees and bumblebees and making up lots of stories. Here on Rosenbeary Storyboard, you can learn to draw. Here on Rosenbeary Storyboard, you can learn to draw.
Hello, and welcome to today's visit with Rosenbeary. That's me, and this is my storyboard. I'll draw some stories for you today that I hope you'll enjoy. To begin with, you'll get a better drawing, and you'll have more fun if you start with planning. Watch me do this one. You can feel free to draw like me with many shapes in your mixture. Soon, you can see what it'll be when the plan becomes a picture. Down by Meadowbrook Pond, the summer days are still. The pond's beyond my window on the other side of that hill. Let's meet some folks who live round Meadowbrook Pond. Some of them live in the pond itself because they enjoy the water. There's frogs and fish and salamanders and good old Marty the otter. There are holes in trees occupied by bees who've built themselves a hive. In every corner around Meadowbrook Pond, the atmosphere is alive. Warren Dumbunny of Meadowbrook Pond wanted to live close to the water. The folks all laughed at Dumbunny's wish to live as close to the water as otters do. Everyone likes Meadowbrook Pond. It's so quiet and fragrant and nice. They live together around the pond, the birds, some beavers, and mice. There's also danger around the pond, but not if we're aware. A pond can be fun for everyone. Warren moved to Meadowbrook Pond because he heard it was friendly and safe. He wanted a space that was closer to water than anyone else's place. He looked high and low for a place to build, but every good space was already filled. High holes are out because he can't climb trees. Squirrels and chipmunks always get these. Folks around Meadowbrook Pond tried to tell Warren, beware, where the water comes close to your door, you shouldn't try to build there. Warren thought they were jealous and told them he just didn't care. So Dumbunny found space by the water, and he built a lovely home there. He dug out his den, and when that was done, he used the dirt from his den for a deck. Soon, Warren's new home stood on spot number 1, closest of all to the wet. Warren was proud of his home and his deck, as good as any around. He fixed it all up, cleaned up every speck. Not a thing out of place could be found. No one denied that Dumbunny's home was closest to Meadowbrook Pond. Everyone knew, but would not again say it was too close to Meadowbrook Pond. Okay, time to find out about Dumbunny's misadventure. Folks felt sorry for poor Warren Dumbunny, but they never let him know. He was justly proud of the home he'd built. He'd made everything just so. Folks, as they passed, admired his home, and they waved a cheery hello. He was proud of his home, though everyone knew what Dumbunny didn't know. It's true, his new home was closer to water than any of his neighbors, because they all knew what he didn't see, that too close to the water is dangerous. A young beaver family lives in the pond, way on the other side. Edwin and Susie were raising their family with love and care and pride. They needed room for their growing family and wanted to make the pond bigger. Beavers know better than anyone else how to make any pond bigger. They found a good place where the water runs out into a nice little brook. They chewed branches off trees, avoiding the bees by taking a careful look. They built a dam to stop the brook where they wanted the pond to grow. Beaver's teeth can chew through trees. Don't you ever try it, though. Twigs and sticks with mud as glue are used by beavers to build. Edwin and Susie built a strong dam to hold Meadowbrook Pond when it filled. One by one, they towed tree branches across the pond to the dam. Then, one by one, they placed the branches carefully onto the dam. Beavers scoop mud with flat little tails and use it to fill any spaces. Edwin and Susie flung mud into leaks and filled in all open places. When the dam was all done and leaks all gone, the beavers had smiles on their faces. The beavers' dam worked perfectly when it came to holding water. The level rose in Meadowbrook Pond, to the joy of Marty the otter. Marty loves a deeper pond because he loves to dive and swim. If you need something done in the water, you can always count on him. But Warren Dumbunny hates to get wet, and he was about to. You can bet. Warren Dumbunny was in big trouble. His dream of a home soon burst like a bubble. The water rose up and filled his fine home, washed away all his things, left him alone. To live by the water can be very pleasant, unless, like poor Warren, we're greedy. Dumbunny he is, because for the present, poor Warren is homeless and needy. Warren Dumbunny's things were all gone, floating or sinking in Meadowbrook Pond. Some of his things could still be seen there, out in the middle, his table and chair. His lamps, his bed, his cupboard of clothes. What sank to the bottom, nobody knows. Down in the deep, dark water there was Warren Dumbunny's mug. His cereal bowl and his spoon were there too, sticking out of the mud. Not far away, his fork and his knife, things he'd had nearly all of his life. Even his toothbrush and toothpaste were there, leaving poor Warren in total despair. I really felt sorry for Warren Dumbunny, because losing one's home just isn't funny. It was his own fault for crowding the pond. Still, poor Warren's stuff was really gone. Warren sat down on a log and just worried. The beavers heard, and to him they hurried. They hadn't meant to cause any trouble. They built him a new house on the double. Edwin swam out so he could bring back all of Warren's floating things. And for his things that sank in deep water, the beavers sent friend Marty the otter. Marty is able to hold in his breath for a very long time at a very deep depth. Down dove the otter into deep water of the now deeper Meadowbrook Pond. He found in the water good old Marty Otter all Warren's stuff that had gone.